Okay, maaga pa. So, try nating tapusin 'to, 'no? So, let's go to soil survey. Now, your soil survey is a branch of science which involves the Oy, Nicole, nag-aano ka? Nag-a-annotate ka. Okay, which involves the identification of the different types of soil in a given landscape and the location of their distribution to scale on a map. So in addition, soil survey provides information on the quality of the land. Okay, in terms of the response to management and manipulation. First, now sa soil survey, we need to know what is a mapping unit. So when we say mapping unit, it is a geographical unit in its area of a land, okay, within the greater portion is occupied by taxonomic class after which it is named. So your mapping unit can be yung different series, okay? The different series, those can be your mapping unit. Yung different crop na nakatanim dun sa land, okay? Let's say you have here, okay, ito yung, kunwari barangay yan or municipality. Okay? So, ito, may, let's say, texture yan. Okay. So, your mapping units can be your soil texture. Okay? Pwedeng ito ay clay. Okay? So, ito ay sand. Or, not yellow. Yellow naman. Sakit sa mata. Or ito ay loam, ayan. So, pwedeng iba-iba. No, depende. Depende sa gumagawa ng mapa kung anong gusto niyang gamitin na mapping units. Okay? So, it can be crops. Kung sa area na to ang nakatanim ay palay, so yan ng mga yan ay palayan. Okay? Ganon. So, purity of mapping, so the degree of uniformity or heterogeneity in terms of kinds of soils within a mapping unit is measured by its purity. So, purity is the proportion of map units occupied by the profile class after which it is named. So, different soil survey organization have different acceptable purity standard ranging from 70 to 85%. So, dito yung range ng acceptable purity of a map. So, kinds of mapping unit, we have your consociation mapping unit with very little inclusion or impurity. Okay, so yan, very little inclusion or impurity. And then, association contains 2 or more taxonomic class. Yan. Complex, so complex mapping unit, okay, more than 2. Ayan. So, the difference, ito ay nearly equally represented. So, ito naman kay complex, more than 2 taxonomic class din siya. They are equally represented. Okay? Yeah. So, undifferentiated, this mapping unit is consisting of number of taxonomic units that are so intricately interwoven that separation, ayan, undifferentiated, no? So intricately interwoven that separation into different units are impossible. Okay, so if you've encountered tawag dito, yung soil map, no, may makikita kayong mga undifferentiated na soil. Okay? Kasi mahirap nilang i-separate. Okay? Kasi pwede siyang ganitong order. Okay? Pwede siyang ganitong order. No? Pwede siyang vertisol or pero may parts dito sa area na to na undisol. Okay? So, ang gagawin na lang nila, undifferentiated. Okay? And then you have your miscellaneous or unvisited. This is a loosely used term by some soil survey organizations. So, it refers mainly to areas cannot be mapped because of drought, outcrops, thick forest, and other impediments. So, also on your soil map, if you have seen mountain soil, ganun lang yung nakalagay, mountain soil. Ibig sabihin, that is unvisited. Okay? So hindi nila binisita dahil yun nga, it's either matarik yung matarik yung area, mahihirapan mag-sample, delikado mag-sample. Okay? Ganun. So principle of soil survey must have an objective. Okay? Soil survey is not only basis for decision and management, it is only an aid. Okay? So sa yan, hindi magiging dahilan yung soil survey para doon ka mag-decide, pero tutulungan ka lang niya mag-decide. Okay? Land resource do not consist of soils alone. Okay? Soil map must show soil, and soil map and report are complementary. Okay? So yung soil survey natin, hindi lang siya mapa ng lupa, kundi meron siyang report. Meron siyang document. Okay? So hindi lang map. Okay? So types of soil survey, we have your purposive, regulatory, okay? Depending on the purpose, regulatory, and based on scale of map. So based on purpose, so a general purpose soil is one that is done mainly to add the already existing inventory of soil information. So kung gusto, parang yung purpose ng survey mo, gusto mo lang parang tong area na to hindi pa na identify, hindi pa na survey. So isa-survey ko to. Okay? Or ang na-survey lang dito sa area na to is let's say yung physical property. Pero yung chemical property hindi na-survey. So dadagdagan ko lang. Okay, so yun yung general purpose. So when we say special purpose, done for specific purpose in mind. Example, survey for irrigation or survey for citrus plantation. So isa-survey mo yung land, alin dito yung best suited for citrus plantation? Alin dito yung best suited for this type of crop? Pinya. Okay, that is with special purpose. And then based on regulatory observation, we have your free survey. So there is no rigid pattern of observation. And then we have the rigid grid survey. Okay. So let's say sa free survey guys, Sa free survey guys, ito yung map. No? Ito yung map. Uy, mag-drawing ka. Ayan. Yan yung map. Pag sa free survey, kuha ko ng sample dito, kuha ko ng sample dito, dyan, 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 dyan. Ayan, free survey lang kung saan ko gusto. Okay, as long as ma-meet yung requirement na 10 samples sa 25 hectares. Okay, that is the basic survey standard for sampling, no? Pag sinabi nating rigid grid survey, so we have here another soil map. Pag rigid grid, meron kang susundan na pattern. Okay? So, let's say, guys, sino dito na try na mag-GIS? Or familiar sa GIS? Okay. So, sa rigid grid survey, pwedeng dalawa yan eh. Ang kukunin ko yung nasa loob. Okay? So, kung yung nasa loob ng box yung kukunin ko, lahat yan nasa loob ng box. Yung nasa loob ng box, nasa center ng box. Or pwede yung intersection. Dito ako kukuha sa intersection area, and then intersection area. Okay? So, that is your rigid grid survey. Okay? So, flexible rigid grid survey method compromise between free and rigid grid method survey. In this system of survey, number of observation is fixed, but the location of the observation points are not predetermined and can be fixed at will. Okay? So, halimbawa, so si flexible rigid grid, ang una niyang gagawin is yung grid method. Okay? So, you have drawing na naman ng grid. Okay. So, grid lines. Or sa GIS, guys, if you know yung fishnet approach, no, ganito yon. Yan yung rigid grid survey and flexible rigid grid survey. Yung free survey naman sa GIS, yun yung generate random points, no? So, kung na-try nyo na mag-operate ng GIS, okay, or hopefully no, sa work nyo sa future, matry nyo or doon kayo maging expert na area. Konti lang kasi yung mga naggaganon sa soil science. So, malaki ang pera doon. Okay. So, yung flexible rigid grid, let's say, dapat dito ka kukuha. Okay? Kaso, merong pilapil. So, hindi ka pwedeng kumuha dyan. Ang gagawin ng flexible rigid grid, i-adjust mo na lang. Okay? Adjust ka ng point dyan. Okay? So, yun yung flexible rigid grid. Or let's say may bahay dito. Okay? Or may, ano ba, may puno dito. Okay? So, hindi ka pwedeng kumuha dyan. Again, move ka na lang. Pero, no, kailangan mo pa rin talagang sundin yung grid pattern. Tsaka mo lang siya hindi susundan kung hindi pwedeng mag-sample doon talaga. Okay? Sa rigid grid kasi, halimbawa may puno dyan, wag mo nang kunan. Ganun yun eh. Wag mo nang kunan. Pero dito sa flexible, kumuha ka dun sa malapit. Ganon. Okay? So based on scale of mapping, your soil survey can be based on scale of mapping. So we have your compilation. So these are soil maps produced by abstraction from another soil survey. So where they exist, they are filled by inferences. So the scale, so based on scale, no, 1:1000. That is compilation. Integrated survey, also known as your land system survey, based on mapping the total physical environment. Usual scale is 1:250,000. And then we have your exploratory survey. Ito yung pinaka mataas ang scale na survey na pwede kang umabot ng ganyang kalaking scale. 1:2 million or 1:1.5 million. Okay? So when we say scale, guys, okay, scale ako ng scale. That is the mapping distance over the ground distance. So let's say that is 1:2,000. So ibig sabihin, kada isang centimeter, let's say centimeter. Okay, pwede na 'yan. Kada isang centimeter ng doon sa mapa ay ang katumbas nun ay 2 million, let's say 2 million kilometers. Okay? Medyo OA. Okay. So 2 million meters na lang. Okay? Ganon. Okay? 1:2, depende. And then we have your reconnaissance survey. These are your they are small scale, okay, of survey where whole area is still covered using remote sense image. Scale is usually 1:25,000. So dito papasok, siguro pwede na dito. Ito, mapa ng buong mundo. Okay? Ito, mapa ng Pilipinas. Okay. Semi-detailed survey. In a semi-detailed survey, mapping of units are usually soil association and scale of map varies from 1:150,000 and 1:100,000. Okay? So the difference sa integrated survey at compilation, again si integrated ay total physical environment. So walang crop, walang kahit ano, it's just the physical environment, no? So yung temperature, okay, yung relative humidity, yun lang yung kukunin. Okay, yung climatic factors. So sa compilation, abstraction lang to from other soil survey. So meron ka ng existing soil survey dito. Well, dito kay semi-detailed map, ikaw talaga yung gagawa ng panibago. Okay? Yan, usually soil association. So example of this would be your regional map. Okay, regional map. Or provincial map. Papasok na rin dito ang provincial map, guys. Provincial to regional to provincial map. And then we have your detailed survey. So detailed survey are executed using rigid grid method. Okay, are usually employed on a small area, varies between 1:10,000. So yeah, 1:10,000 and 1:25,000. Isang munisipyo or isang barangay. Okay? Ganun siya ka-detail. Yun lang yung ipoproduce mong map. No? yung lawak niya or yung scale niya, isang barangay. Okay? And then intensive survey. Okay? So sa intensive survey uses rigid grid approach. So it can be 1:1,000 to 1:10,000. So yung recent advice ko, no, nag-intensive survey siya. Ang scale niya is 1:5,000. Okay, ang area niya is yung strawberry farm lang. Okay, so yun lang. And ayun. Okay. So that's again, pag sinabi nating scale, no, 1 meter, yung 1 is the mapping unit, and then yung pangalawa, that is the ground unit. So let's say 1 centimeter sa map is equal to 1,000 meter sa actual. Okay? So ganun gumamit ng mapa. No? So yun. So soil survey report. Okay? So again, yung map and yung report complementary. Pag nag-soil survey ka, hindi lang map ang i-produce mo but also the report. So soil survey report takes different forms because of variation in the purpose of survey. So it can be however, basic items are common to all soil survey. So kasali dyan yung description ng physical environment. Yung methodology, paano nyo ginawa? Rigid grid, free survey, flexible rigid grid. Okay? And then the description of the soil in terms of mapping unit and classification. So how do you describe your mapping unit? Okay? And then the land evaluation. So etong apat na to common to na laman ng soil survey report. So when we say physical environment, yan. So climate, regional and local relief, ito yung mga laman. So location, yan. Longitude and latitude dapat yan. Okay? So eastings and northings when using GPS also indicate small area on a large map. So when you present your map, no? Let's say isang barangay, meron kang isang barangay. Okay. This is your whole municipality. And then ito lang yung sinampulan mo. So ang itsura dapat niyan, meron kang pa-zoom effect. Tapos ito yung map mo ng buong barangay. Okay? So ganon. So next, location versus site. So location is numeric geographical coordinates. Okay? So when we say site is the description of the place and the environmental surrounding. So pag sinabi, asan location mo or send block. Okay? 'Di ba? Send block. 'Di ba ang sinesend niyo yung GPS nyo? Okay? 'Di ba? No? Doon sa Messenger, no? Send location. Yung GPS yung i-send nyo. Okay? Pero kung tinanong site, no? Sa asang site ka? Maputik siya na maulan, ganun. Okay, so i-describe mo yung environmental surrounding. That is your location versus site. Okay? So climate, ayan. Dito ito, hindi ito pwedeng mawala, rainfall. Ito, and then ito. So ito, pwede na yung bahala ka na dyan kung gusto mong isama yung wind speed, okay, kung magmamatter ba siya. Pero itong tatlo sa soil, rainfall, temperature, and relative humidity matters. Okay. So relief and topography, yan, because of influence on relief and soil formation, the information is very vital. Okay, saan ba siya nakalocate? Mountain area. Okay, yan. Geology and parent material, so parent rock. Okay, sasali nyo din yan. So vegetation, so ano yung nandun sa lugar? Rice lang ba siya? So the information on vegetation of the project area is important. It is therefore necessary to mention the type, subtype, identification of vegetation. Okay? So they describe nyo, let's say the vegetation is orchard. Okay? Orchard type. What kind of orchard? Mixed orchard or specific orchard? Okay? Pag sinabi nating orchard, guys, yun yung manggahan. Okay? Yun. Manggahan. Mango orchard. Okay? So, tree bearing. fruit-bearing tree, okay, should I say. And then we have your land use. So this kind and pattern of land use in the project must be fully discussed. Okay, this includes type of crop cultivated, irrigation practice, area covered, mining activities kung meron, construction kung meron, and some particular characteristic of farming system. So example of this is your land conservation practices. So halimbawa, no, meron kang land use dito, you have a mapping unit here. So ito ay the land use here, ang land use dito ay palayan. Okay? So lalagyan ka ng rice or R. Dito, ang land use dito ay mango. So mango. Okay? So your land use can also be your mapping units. Okay? Social economic environment, yes guys, kasama din ito sa report, no? Hindi lang kung ano yung environment. Okay, the temperature is 18 degrees Celsius, the relative humidity is 78%. Okay? Mga ganon. Hindi lang ganon, pati yung social economic environment. Okay? Ang estado ng buhay dito ay let's say this is a rural area, ganon. Okay? So yung ang tawag dito, yung socio-economic information, okay, mostly are farmers, ganito, ganyan. So, presence or absence of market, sasama nyo din. So, the distance of the project area or the surveyed area from the market is very far. Okay, sabihin natin 150 kilometers to go to the market. And sasabihin din yun. So, yan ang part, no? And then, methodology of survey. So, method used in carrying out survey is spelled out. So, ngayon kasi high-tech na. Anong application yung ginamit mo? No? Is it ArcGIS or QGIS? Okay? If you use Arc, anong klase yung sampling mo? Is it rigid, grid, or fishnet method? Or is it random sampling method? Okay? And then, gaano kalalim yung sampling points mo? Is it 0 to 20 and 30 to 50 or yung 0 to 20 lang? Okay? And ayun. Okay, paano mo inanalyze anong klaseng kriging yung ginamit mo? What kriging method? Co-kriging, okay, spatial kriging. Okay, so medyo technical na yun. Pero sinasabi ko lang. So, and then the soils itself. So, this is the main part of the report. And in it, a full account of soils, their properties and distribution over the landscape studied. So, specifically, the aspect of soil to be mentioned includes soil classification, description of mapping units. So, when we say soil classification, system use are discussed and the criteria of classification are well spelled out. Okay, so in addition, categorical level at classification should be mentioned. Okay, kung saang category ka lang nag-determine. Okay, dito po hanggang family lang yung level na dinescribe. Okay, and then description of mapping units. Okay, so again, your mapping units can be your vegetation, can be the practices, can be the soil texture. So, okay, so that's your description. So, i-describe mo doon, no? Let's say the mapping unit na nakalagay is RC1. What is the meaning of RC1? So, RC1 is, let's say, rice, okay? Rice management or rice area that yung one, okay, that is, let's say, that has a yield of 8 tons or more. Okay? And then, sinabi mo sa RC2, 6 to 8 tons yung rice. Okay? So, pwedeng, yung mapping units nyo is pwedeng different tons ng harvest. Pero, pwedeng rice lang yon. Okay? Nagigets ba? Basta so, pwedeng hindi siya iba-ibang crop, no? Let's say yan, rice field. And then gagawa ka ng map. Guys, hindi kasi pwedeng isang mapping unit lang like rice. Ito, rice to. Hindi pwedeng ganun. Okay? Kung yan ay rice, gumawa ka ng pagkakaiba-iba nila. Isipin mo yung pagkakaiba-iba nila. So, pwedeng yield yan. So, this area harvest 8 tons or more. This area harvest 6 to 8 tons. Well, this area, ang hina-harvest nilang ay 3 tons. No? Pero iisang crop lang rice. Pero iba-iba ng mapping unit. Yung mapping unit nyo is the yield. Okay? So, ayan. So, soil survey, interpretation, and land evaluation. Okay? So, sige. After neto, break tayo. After neto. Soil survey, interpretation, and land evaluation. So, land evaluation is the main point of most land user, okay, are interested in. So, dito, yung mga land user or yung tinatawag natin na stakeholders. Okay? So dito sila mas ito yung mas gusto nila. Wala silang usually yung stakeholders na wala kaming pake dun sa description nyo, anong status ng land namin, ganon. Okay? So saan compatible? So this is stage where potentials of soil, okay? So ipapakita yung potential ng soil in the area is access, and the response to management are access. So respond to management. So the soil can be grouped to capability class, land suitability evaluation, irrigation capability evaluation, and fertility capability evaluation. So ito, no, ito madalas, no, ang BSWM meron ng ganito, land suitability evaluation. And ngayon, ang emerging is this, fertility capability evaluation. This is an emerging classification, no? Ang ang hindi naman founder. Let's say ang author, okay, ang author na ginagamit or ang nag-authorize ng ginagamit for fertility capability classification is si Dr. Pearl Sanchez. Okay, she is a scientist sa UPLB. Okay, and isa siya sa mga prof ko din. Okay, sa masters. This is an emerging technology, no? Yung fertility capability classification. Okay? So, ito, hindi gaanong sikat, pero ginagamit ng, hindi din. Okay? So, capability class, ito, ginagamit to. So, also your crop suitability, no? Crop suitability evaluation. Ayan, so guys, let's have a break. Okay, we will be back by 7:20. Okay tayo sa 7:20?
Yes.
Okay, yes. Kasi last stretch na to, ayan, end of soil science. Last stretch na to, and then we will have practice test. Okay? So, yun na yung pinaka-final ko na gagawin. Okay, so, yeah.